My ex-wife, Lucy, and I have 3 kids, teen female twins and a male tween. We divorced 9 years ago after the youngest was born because she came out as lesbian. No hard feelings. I married my now wife, Julie, 5 years ago after dating for 2, and we have 2 kids, very young male and a toddler female. Julie was a common friend during our marriage, and almost as soon as we started to date, Lucy confessed that she'd been in love with my wife for several years now. Since Julie is straight and I formed a life with her, it stained our co-parenting and overall relationship. Thanks to that, she has made it very difficult for me to have my kids during my breaks or on special occasions. If I want to do long holidays with them for a month or so, with some of our days trading, she says no. If I want to have them for my birthday, some random off days, or my parents' birthdays, she says no. It's really difficult for me because I truly adore my kids and I want to spend as much time with them as I can. My wife and I have to travel to Europe around June for a month and a half to care for her mother. I plan to take my kids during this time because her parents own a villa close to a small town that looks, as my daughters would say, magical and medieval. I've been there twice for a week or less as an emergency trip. I know my kids would love it. Julie's mother isn't bedridden, but we have to make sure she's okay at all times. This can mean being at the villa with her, teaching us some of their family traditions, or touring the surrounding towns. With the European train, I can take them to France, Italy, etc. As you can guess, Lucy said no and wasn't willing to discuss it further. I had to tell my kids that I couldn't take them and that maybe next time. I didn't mention or involve my ex-wife, and they became mad at me. I endured it as much as I could, but it broke me when my son asked if I preferred my new family over them and if Julie didn't like them anymore. I said that I asked their mother if we could trade custody days so they could come with me, and she said no. I explained that it would make me and Julie very happy if they could come, but that we can't go against their mother's wishes. She called me yesterday and called me an idiot for turning the kids against them because our son cried with her. She allowed me to take them and threw some passive-aggressive comments, but I'm confused. I don't think I turned them against her. They're confused and hurt, so I told the truth. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. She's been trying to turn the kids against you because she's jealous. People trying to manipulate someone are always angry when they get caught. How dare I have consequences for my actions? Exactly. I'm wondering how far this goes. If I were op, I would consider some therapy time with my kids to see if Lucy planted the op is choosing his new family, seeds that need to be stomped on, or it could cause tremendous damage to them. Wait, is it not normal to not want your ex-husband or wife to take your teenage kids away from their home and school and community for a month and not be able to see them at all? Did it occur to anyone that the mom also wants to see her kids as much as possible? I guess she's not perfect, but I'm not sure I would be thrilled to sign off on my school-age kids taking a month-long vacation a bazillion miles away from me, and I'm not seeing any proof that this has anything to do with your new wife. Also, you make it sound like you've asked for long trips on more than one occasion. I'm not sure what co-parent would sign off on not being able to see or access their kids for months out of the year. Am I missing something here? Agree, I don't think we're getting the whole story here, like what the custody agreement actually is. Instead of following the schedule they have, he'll randomly be like, "Can I take the kids for a month?" He also mentions other requests like grandparents' birthdays, but it's not clear how much notice he gives that he wants the kids those days or how far apart they are. You are not missing anything. These responses are baffling. There's no evidence in the story that she's doing this out of spite, but he provides ample evidence of how he keeps trying to trample her boundaries. He is the idiot. My husband, Will, 34, and I, 27, female, have newborn triplets. Will's daughters, Stacy and Frankie, are young twin teens, and their mom is Lacey, 35. Lacey hates me. No affair involved. For I don't know, Lacey and Will have shared custody. 1 week with us, 1 week with her. The twins don't hate me, but they don't like me. I'm a stay-at-home mom for our triplets and week after week for the twins, and it's hard since Will is at work most of the day, but he helps out when he gets back. Stacy and Frankie have been asking for cats since the triplets were born, and I said, Will and I already have the triplets to take care of. Their mom doesn't have room for cats, so the cats will be at our house with me most of the time. So that's triplets and cats to take care of. We just don't want cats in our house at the moment. They said it wasn't fair. How I have hermit crabs, but they can't get a cat. I told them hermit crabs have way less maintenance than cats and don't require much work. When the twins returned from their mom's house, I noticed they were all giggly but didn't mind it much. Of course, they ran straight to their rooms when they got back home. I went to check on them, and that's when I heard cats, and not one, but there were three. When I opened the door, I asked them where they got the cats from, and they said their mom bought them. I was 100% sure that she didn't do it to make the twins happy but to make us mad, since she knows exactly why they can't get cats, and yet she still did it and didn't tell us. Also, considering she doesn't have money for cats, Will went off on Lacey when he got home on the phone and said she did this on purpose because she knows we're gonna just rehome. So she wants to make the twins mad at us and hate me. The twins were devastated when we said we were gonna rehome the cats because 1. Not enough room for 3 cats, 2. I already have triplets to take care of, and I'm not adding 3 cats to that. 3. They just want cats but not the responsibility of it. 4. They never told us about this. The next day, knows this rehomed the cats to someone with enough room and older children, and the twins had a meltdown. Lacey called us, calling us idiots for doing this, saying they know how to take care of cats. No, they don't. I bought them. So how the heck are you gonna just rehome them without my permission? I hung up on her because this was entirely her fault, but the twins blame us and hate me now. So, am I the idiot for getting rid of my stepdaughter's cats? Not the idiot. I was coming into this expecting you to be the wrong one. I guess the marriage between Lacey and Will didn't end too well. She sounds like she still has ill feelings. Her buying cats and sending them to your house is wildly outrageous. She has zero right to do that. Not only did this woman decide to get the kids cats, but she decided to get 3 cats. This was deliberate sabotage of the relationship between you and the twins because there was no way you were going to keep 3 of them. 1. You might have considered keeping 3. 3 is a lot of fluffies. I feel bad for the cats who've been bounced from home to home. That was vindictive of the twins' mother. Plus, 3 cats means 3 litter boxes, which I'm sure she didn't buy. The cat should have been returned to the twins' mom and told that they couldn't come with the twins to your house. It's then her issue to rehome them or to look after them while the twins are with you. If she doesn't have room for them, she shouldn't have got them, and it's her problem. Lacey disrespected your house by giving the girls cats to bring in the house without your permission. The cats would have brought in a whole host of issues you wouldn't have been able to handle on top of 3 newborns. At least you could find the cats in your home where they will be cared for. Lacey is the idiot here, though the twins probably won't be able to see that for some time, and even after they do, it may be even longer before they'll acknowledge it. When I, a 31-year-old male, was 16, my sister outed me to my very wealthy, conservative parents. After a lengthy back and forth between them and me, they decided to kick me out 2 days after my 17th birthday. I was close with one of my best friend's parents, and they generously took me in at their house in the Bronx. In the 6 months I lived there, my friend's mom became my mom, and her dad became my dad. When my friend's family would explain who I was to other people, they would always say they're my black family, or black mom, black dad, etc., and said my white family was taking some time to figure things out. Eventually, my bio parents accepted me, something my black family was very supportive of, and I moved back to my childhood home. But I would always call my black mom and dad and would visit from time to time. They never stopped being my family. Next week, I'm getting married to a beautiful man, and my biological parents are paying for a large portion of the wedding. I insist that my black family be included in my family-only wedding portraits, but my bio parents say they're not my family. I'm not planning on backing down, but because my bio parents are paying, I'd like to know, am I the idiot? Not the idiot, but you should be aware that your bio parents' generous offer probably comes with strings attached. After all, they're loved to be prepared to change your plans accordingly. If your financial support is pulled, a $500 wedding where you can call the shots beats someone else's expensive wedding any day. I'm sorry you have to deal with this, and congratulations on your upcoming nuptials. Clearly, you're not the idiot, and if anyone might not qualify as family here, it's your bio parents. They turned you out onto the street while you were still a child. It's lovely that you found the grace to forgive them, but family are the people you can count on when there's nowhere else to turn. Your black family are those people, regardless of who pays. This is still your day, and you deserve pictures with all your loved ones to treasure in the future. But personally, if I were you, I wouldn't even want photos taken together. I would do bio family and chosen family separately, and you know what? I would only display my chosen family's photo. My parents had me when they were young, so I'm the oldest grandkid at 19 in my family. My cousin that's closest to my age is a tween. The youngest is a toddler. I think my family still sticks me with the kids because all the cousins can hang out when we go out to eat or have holiday dinners. I'm put at the kids' table when we're sitting around talking, and one of my cousins would ask me to play. My parents made me. They said they want to spend time with their big cousin, and they won't be little forever. Good. They won't be little forever. I'm not a kid person. Kids in general annoy me. They're loud, boring, talk about nothing, and have dirty hands. When I was a younger teen, I started keeping to myself during family stuff. I didn't have much in common with adults, but I didn't want to be around little kids, so I'd go on my phone or take a game to play. My parents would make me play with the kids, then they'd take my phone or game and require me to spend a certain amount of time playing with my cousins to get it back. I told my parents I don't like kids, but they just said I was being a teenager. I started disliking my cousins. It wasn't their fault, but I hated being forced to be their playmate, especially because when I was little, I had to entertain myself, so why couldn't they? Especially because there are 3 kids now. I stopped going to family stuff much unless it was a major holiday or something. There was no point. They're planning a family camping trip for August, and my parents are making me go. Yesterday, my aunt was over here, and she and my mom were talking about plans and sleeping arrangements. My aunt said that all the kids can sleep in one tent, and then adults can split up, however. I said, all the kids. Meaning, what she said, well, or you guys can stay in a tent together. It'll be like a slumber party. Oh, they'll just love it, a whole weekend sleepover with their big cousin. I said, no, I'm 19. I'm not sleeping in the same tent with a bunch of hyperactive kids that think it's a slumber party. My mom said, oh, come on, it won't be that bad. My aunt was like, and they haven't seen you in a while. They miss you. I said, no, I'm sick of being stuck with them all the time. They're like 10 years younger than me. We have nothing in common. If I'm going to be stuck babysitting, I better be getting paid for it. I went to my room because I didn't feel like debating. This morning, my mom said that I hurt my aunt's feelings and basically said I hate her kids and need to be paid to spend time with them. She said I should call my aunt and apologize. It was probably wrong to snap like that, but I'm sick of everyone just acting like I'm still 10 years old, or I should be excited to basically babysit for free. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. The next time they try to use the line, they won't be little forever, respond with, I'm not little now. You were perfectly reasonable in bringing up all the points that you made. Your mom is trying to manipulate the situation by claiming you hate your aunt's kids because you won't babysit them for free. Well, your aunt won't sleep with her own damn kids. Does that mean she hates them too? It's a tough position to be in, but essentially, you have to stand firm and be willing to be the bad guy if that's what it takes for people to stop steamrolling you. I went through this. I have 9 younger cousins on my mother's side, so I know exactly what you're going through. When I was in college and old enough to drink, I was still classed with the kids in elementary school and excluded from family events because the venue is not appropriate for children. It was assumed I would babysit for free. You're being used as a free babysitter so the adults can get a break. That big of an age gap isn't just being a teenager. You don't have things in common with the young kids, and all you're really doing is watching them. It's not like hanging out with friends, as the parents think. They can either pay up for you or mind their own kids. I love my mother-in-law, and she loves me as much as her son. Jack's father-in-law is not Jack's bio dad, but has been there since 2 years old. He has 3 bio kids and 4 grandkids. He worships them. Father-in-law will get on FaceTime 4 times a day to say hi to them, etc. It's sweet. Father-in-law left Jack and mother-in-law to struggle financially while he treated his kids to a lot growing up, new cars for their birthdays, big trips, etc. Mother-in-law would help with all of that. But then for Jack, gifts would be things like shoes or once in a while a video game. There was very little emotional support from father-in-law. We live 3 hours from father-in-law and mother-in-law, up to 6 hours if the mountain passes are considered. We make the trip 5 times per year, more for big events. Mother-in-law comes through often for shopping and to see us. Father-in-law doesn't join. He comes through to go to the airport to pick up his kids. He never stops to see us. We visited for Easter. Everything was fine until father-in-law said, it really would be nice if he could make more time to come out here and see the rest of the family, especially when BioKid1 and his wife are here with the kids. Jack just nodded, but I was angry. I tried to let it go, but father-in-law made a second comment later on. I've had it with the way he treats Jack, and I said, well, if you really want to see her so badly, you can come to see us. You've never even seen our house, and we've lived there for 6 years. Everyone just looked at me, kind of surprised, and Jack squeezed my hand. Father-in-law was really taken aback by this and laughed, saying, well, all right then. We just went on through the day. Then, as we were getting ready to leave for the long drive home, mother-in-law came out to the car to hug us goodbye. She said she understood where I was coming from, but father-in-law felt disrespected by my comment, and nothing will change. Later, sister-in-law texted, how it doesn't make sense for everyone to drive all the way to the city when everyone else lives there, and thinking everyone should just come to you like that is shockingly entitled. But Jack thanked me for saying something, and he told me some more stories of father-in-law leaving him out or just disregarding him. So, it did make me feel justified in speaking up. But I also see sister-in-law's point. Even though father-in-law comes through to pick up Jack's siblings from the airport in our city and still manages never to stop by and say hi, have lunch, or whatever else. So, am I the idiot or not the idiot? I'm sure father-in-law felt disrespected because you called him out, but that doesn't make what you said disrespectful. Why is it only an issue if older people are disrespected? Father-in-law has been disrespecting your husband since he was 2 years old by treating him poorly. In this case, when disrespecting means calling people out on their crap, I'm all for it. Yup, everyone was so surprised because in all the years he's been pulling this on Jack, you're the only person who has called him out on it. Can't believe your mother-in-law allowed this to happen since your husband was a child, and in my opinion, she's just as much of an idiot as he is. The same situation with my dad and his family. The road worked both ways, yet I was the one bending over backward, packing up my family to go see them multiple times a year. It was never enough, even when I'd visit, because I'd hear that, wish we could see more of you guys, spiel every time. Well, I stopped doing that. Stop giving to people who drain you.